Michele Cummins and myself, Curtis Pope. Now, Michele, you alluded to the fact we have a guest earlier, but I figure now is probably the time for one of those world-famous Michele Cummins introductions.
Oh, why, thank you, Curtis. Well, welcome, Kevin Rolland. Oh, my goodness. We have a commercial agent here with us today, local here in our Fraser Valley area, Chilliwack areas, Abbotsford, Mission, Langley, you name it. He works it, and he has as many years experience as I do. He's got over 18 years of experience living and working in our areas. So Kevin specializes in helping clients buy and sell, and he knows what he's talking about, whether it's industrial, whether it's business, whether it's leasing, whether it's land, commercial. Like he just did a presentation the other day for a group that I'm part of, and it was such a fantastic presentation, and explains all the brownfields, greenfields, and everything that you would want to know regarding commercial. So his background in the service industry, Kevin has this unique edge over other commercial agents. So it's allowing him to provide outstanding customer service to all his clients. And I just sold a co-list with Kevin, and he was an amazing agent to work with as a co-listing agent. Amazing. And we have another co-list that we will talk about later on. But his outstanding knowledge and judgment in the Fraser Valley market is superb. And he's expert in understanding fully the what commercial real estate needs you need, like my clients, his clients. He's a proven negotiator. I have witnessed that. He consistently ranks among the leading agents in our area. He is dedicated to results. He has great communication skills, and he leverages an extensive network of his working relationships and his vast knowledge of the local market, and it's helped him become the leader that he is. And he is excellent. He's got Medallion Award Club status. He's got awards with his home life brokerage that he's with. So I'm excited that I get to work with Kevin, and I became a commercial member probably a few years after I became licensed, and I think Kevin pretty much right away got into it as well. He was top rookie of the year for home life in 2005. And so anyways, without talking more, let's hear from Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I don't think we've had a commercial agent on our show before, so welcome. And we haven't had a local agent on our show before.
Oh, excellent. I get to be the first then. Perfect.
Yes. And anyways, so I know some people, the questions I have that maybe I wanted to talk about today is the different type of commercial, like there's different type of commercial spaces, and some people might not know the terminology. So did you want to talk about that for us?
Sure, I can cover off a few of those. Primarily you have a few classifications. One of them would be, office, which would be an office space, typical that you would see downtown Vancouver and the business districts of like the Fraser Valley. Then you have your retail units, which would be, anything from like a fast food outlet to the stores that you see along the malls, not those kind of spaces. Then you have industrial, which would be your warehousing, places that would be for manufacturing, places with bay doors. Those are primarily the two types. And then there is also the agricultural kind of sector too. There's different kind of land deals with going concern farms. And there's development land as well. People looking to purchase, develop multifamily. Multifamily is another facet as well. So there's duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, eightplexes, anyway up to the condos and income producing properties like that. Those are primarily the main sections that I deal with.
And it's correct that the inventory is pretty low, you were mentioning before. And is that basically industrial, or is that overall commercial spaces and businesses? And give us some insight on that.
Yeah, definitely the industrial market. It's almost impossible to find land. If it does, it's going in multiple offers, and for every time something sells, it sets a price record. They're basically putting stuff like that on the market now and just saying bring us offers. There's not even really a price. That's just a land crunch in probably the whole entire Lower Mainland and Fraser Valley, and they're not really making any more land, especially for industrial. So it's a real tight market. You mean warehousing too? You mean if something's you see something's getting built, it's probably already sold or leased out. There's even multiple offers on some lease spaces. Commercial isn't as crazy as industrial, but it is still very busy. And again, it's a supply and demand. I think a lot of people thought some businesses were going to close up and stuff during COVID, and unfortunately some did. But also a lot of them got it pretty innovative and actually expanded or increased their business, maybe through online sales and stuff. And then as for businesses, it's tough to gauge that because a lot of businesses are done off market. But you mean, I think there's some businesses where some people probably have recently just said, hey, we're going to retire. And then some people maybe, they had tough go during COVID and are thinking, hey, maybe we should be looking to do something else, right?
Yes. Well, so does the commercial follow residential as far as prices and increases and decreases in the flow?
They usually seem to be different, but I can say that me personally over the last 2 years, I found that both are really, really busy. And it both seem to be kind of more along the supply and demand, right? There's more buyers and more people looking for commercial properties than there was for supply. In the last month, if you want to say the last month, has been kind of the slowdown in residential. I haven't seen that as much in commercial. The interest rates probably won't affect it as much. Well, I shouldn't say that yet because we don't know how high they're going to go. But a lot of times a commercial person, they're already going to have to put more down than a typical home buyer would. So, sometimes these guys will have a little bit deeper pocket, so they're not financing as much as possibly as someone would be, like, if they're putting 5 or 10% down on a mortgage. So they're a little bit more insulated for this. But, if they continue to go up, then I think you're going to run into if the interest rates continue to go up, I think you're going to run into people maybe looking to purchase a warehouse or a commercial unit that probably will back off because it's not going to cash flow at the end of the day, and they're not going to be able to charge they can't double the rent to be realistic.
That's what I wanted to talk with you next about is cap rates and ROIs and how you've seen all the interest rates and the times and the prices change that for the end, investor.
Yeah, it's kind of an evolving situation. It's going to be very interesting to see that. It's such a rapid rise in interest rates. I did talk to one of my investor clients today about buying an industrial warehouse that's next door to one of the ones he owns. And we sat down and we figured out if he paid the ask price that they were, that he was going to have to ask like $22 per month base rent for an industrial warehouse, where typically that would have been about $14.
I don't think that's much different than residential. The cost of carrying residential now and the way you have to charge for rent, too, it marries that quite well. The thing. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting, because if people are buying places and they want to put them into the rental market, and people are always saying, oh, well, the landlord's charging too much. Well, the landlord has to buy that property, whether it's residential or commercial. He's got to absorb the interest rates that's coming in, and then he has to be able to cover his bills. So they always talk about affordable housing and affordable real estate, but there's a problem right there, right? They can only, they have to be able to show that they can pay the mortgage, or the bank's not going to lend them the money.
Exactly. Well, I wanted to ask you, I've got a listing in another one in Agassiz, actually, but this one is a beautifully fully renovated house, but the house is like heritage. It doesn't have heritage status because they don't do that in Agassiz, but it's an amazing house that could be a perfect museum. There's so much history. It's called the Hochelaga Manor, and it also has an oversized triple car garage with a one-bedroom vaulted ceiling, gorgeous, one of the prettiest, gorgeous carriage houses I've seen. Views of Mount Chiem. This place is amazing. Walkout basement, 2-story walkout basement house. And I'm wondering if maybe you can find somebody who might want to run it, live there, and run it as a business, bed and breakfast, or possibly museum, because you can do that there with the zoning. So it's over 13,000 square feet, Kevin, and it is $1,700,000 is all. And this place is has everything, AC everywhere, everything. It's amazing. It's very low maintenance, so adorable. I'm going to send you information on it, but it's a 3,000 square foot house, and then the carriage house is another 1,000 square feet. It's huge. Again, amazing. And I have a realtor bonus, a really nice realtor bonus to give you. So, yes, bring me a buyer for that one.